it's Carrie here. So I want to let you in on a little something about me that not very many people know. So when I was younger, I used to play the clarinet, and this is something that not many people know, and I'm telling you this for a really good reason. Because learning to play the clarinet taught me so much about how to succeed. It provided me with this formula that I could follow and that I follow all the time, that I followed so much throughout my entrepreneurial journey, that has helped me so much. It's been so invaluable to me. So I want to share that with you. So when I was about 7, there was someone at school, there was a girl at school learning to play the clarinet, and I saw her playing it and I thought, I want to play the clarinet, I really want to know how to do that. So I literally begged my parents to buy me a clarinet for my 8th birthday, and I went on and on and on at them. So it came to my 8th birthday, I opened all my presents, and I was so excited when I realised that they'd actually bought me a clarinet. So I took it out of the box and I pieced it together, and then I lifted it up to go and play it and blew down it, and literally nothing but a squeak came out. And I was so disappointed because I was absolutely rubbish. I couldn't play the clarinet, but I remember being so excited still, and so I did what most musicians do and I got lessons. Then over the next 7 years, I was on a clarinet roller coaster ride. So I knew that I wanted to get to grade 8, which was the highest grade that you can really take on the clarinet. And in order to get there, I knew that I had to pass all the other grades before I could get to grade 8. So I went to go and get lessons, and they'd give me these scales and these pieces to learn, and I wouldn't be able to play them. I couldn't play them, and I get it wrong over and over again. And to be honest, there were days when I didn't have a clue how to do what I needed to do. I didn't know how to play the pieces and the scales that I was supposed to be playing. There were days when it just felt so impossible and hopeless, and I literally wanted to throw my clarinet at the wall. And then there were days when I just couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered to practice. I couldn't be bothered to practice and play that stupid clarinet. Why the heck did I even want to play it in the first place? I get really frustrated. But every single time I felt like this, I just kept going, I kept persevering, and then eventually things would start to sound okay, and I'd start to build my confidence and realise, actually, I can play this now, I can do this quite well, and I'd get better and better, and then I'd end up entering in for my exam, and I'd take my exam, and then I'd pass the exam, and then it would be like, oh my gosh, I've passed, and I'd feel so much excitement and elation, and it would be amazing, and I'd be on this absolute high, and then all of a sudden I'd realise that I had to start practising for the next exam, and so I'd get all my scales and my pieces, and I'd go to play them, and I'd realise straight away that I couldn't play them. I didn't have a clue how to play these pieces, and I felt like I was going back to that square one again of having to figure out again how to play all this new stuff, how to do all these new technical things I just didn't know how to do. And it was like this roller coaster ride. It just happened over and over again over the course of 7 years, until eventually I passed my grade 8 and was playing Mozart's Clarinet Concerto. So within 7 years I went from making a squeak on the clarinet to playing Mozart's Clarinet Concerto. And I realised that in order to do that, in order to make that happen, there was a process that I kept following consistently. Every single time I just followed the same process. And I followed the exact same process along my entrepreneurial journey, because my entrepreneurial journey has been practically exactly the same. You know, I will have a big goal that I want to reach. I'll have come up with this idea, I want to reach it, but I won't have a clue how to do it. I won't have the skills to be able to do it. And so I'll get started on this journey with this excitement, and then I'll face all these obstacles and have to figure out how I'm going to get past them. And then there are days when I feel really excited, and then there are days when I feel completely confused and frustrated, days when I feel completely hopeless and feel like everything is impossible, and there are just some days when I cannot be bothered anymore, and I can't bother and think, why did I come up with this stupid idea? I don't want to continue, this is just rubbish, I'm never going to make it happen. There are those days too, and I feel like I always have these, like, everyone, you set a goal and you break it down into, you have your milestones, and it's like you work towards those milestones and you reach those milestones and you feel amazing and everything's great and you're brilliant and you're on this high. Then all of a sudden it's like you've got to go and try and reach the next milestone, and all these new obstacles and challenges pop up, and you're like back at that place again of frustration and hard work and thinking, can I make this happen? Can I do this? Can I get there? And it's this constant cycle of going round and round and round, and for me that has never ever ended. That's always been there. I'm always in these cycles of, you know, 1 minute I'm on this high and everything's amazing and I know everything, and then the next minute I don't have a clue what I'm doing, I don't know anything anymore, and I'm back to that square one phase again. But what I learned from playing the clarinet has helped me so much, and these are the lessons that I learned. The first thing I learned, that you have to have a goal, you have to really know what you're trying to achieve. The second thing is, once you've got that goal, you need to break it down. What are your milestones and when do you want to achieve them by? Once you've done that, you need to get a teacher. You need to get someone who can help you. If I'd have tried to figure out how to learn to play the clarinet by myself, it would have probably been such a struggle. Like, I would have struggled and struggled and struggled. There's no way I would have been able to get to playing Mozart's Clarinet Concerto within 7 years if I hadn't had a teacher, someone there show me, you know what, Carrie, this is how you play this part and this is how you do this, and listen to me and watch me and see how I'm doing it, and then you do the same thing and you practice and you play, you put your own spin on it. And that's exactly the same in business, only we don't have that same, we don't see it the same. If you were a musician and that's what you wanted to do, you would go and get lessons. So why is it that when we set up businesses, we don't think to ourselves, I'm going to set up a business, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to get lessons, I'm going to get help. It just doesn't seem to be within our thinking, within our mindset on it. But I think it's so important, and it doesn't have to be someone that you go and pay. You can make Google your teacher. You can make YouTube your teacher. There are so many other great experts out there whose CDs I've gone and bought and I've listened to, and then I have also gone and got teachers. Gone and sat with people and learned from them, and I've spent money go on group mentoring courses and that kind of thing. And I just think it's so important, because sometimes if you're on your own, you've got your idea and you don't really know what you're doing, it's almost like it's such a struggle to get through and to get past and to make that progress. And it can be made so much easier if you just have a teacher, someone that can help you, someone that can guide you and show you the way. And for me, that's been invaluable. And I just feel like, especially in my entrepreneurial journey, learning from other people and not constantly feeling like I've got to do everything myself, I've got to figure everything out myself, and getting out of that mindset and getting into the mindset of there are teachers out there are people out there that can help me, I just need to find them. That has helped me so much. The next thing is to get a mentor, and this is different from a teacher, because when I was learning to play the clarinet, my dad was my mentor. He wasn't my teacher, he didn't teach me how to play my clarinet, but he was there for me to encourage me and to support me. On those days when I said, this is impossible, I don't want to play this anymore, he'd be like, it's not impossible, you can do this. On the days where I was like, I can't be bothered, I don't want to practice, I'm not spending an hour playing the clarinet, I want to be doing something else, I want to watch TV, I want to go out with my friends, and my dad would be like, no, you're practicing the clarinet, you need to go and practice. And he'd be there for me, and he'd be there in supporting me and encouraging me and telling me that I could do it, telling me that I could make it happen, and giving me a kick up the arse when I just couldn't be bothered anymore. And I really think that in business we need that person there. We need that person that can support us and encourage us, because it can be a really lonely journey and very isolating. And then secondly, you need to have that. You need to have someone there who can encourage you, because it's not easy. It's not, trying to turn your idea into reality. There are so many mountains to climb and so many obstacles to get past, and you're probably going to be facing times at some point or other where you feel like it's completely impossible or it's just such hard work. And to have that support and encouragement and that person to be there for you to say, keep going, you can do this, you can make it happen, or don't give up on yourself, or you know what, you need to put a bit more effort in. If you want to make this succeed, if you want to excel, then you've got to work harder. And we need those people there, and for me that has been invaluable. The next thing is, you've got to practice, and then practice some more, and then practice some more, and then practice some more. If you want to excel at something, if you want to be really good at something, you have to practice your craft. You have to practice to be the best. And I mean that's what helped me to pass grade 8 on the clarinet, is practicing, dedicating time every single day to practice the clarinet and to try and be the best that I could be. And I do exactly the same in business. I practice and I practice. At the beginning, when I'm learning things, I can't tell you how many times I get things wrong. I get things wrong over and over and over again. But then I keep practicing and I keep trying and I keep trying and I keep trying, and then I get there. And you've got to keep hanging on. You've got to keep going until you burst through and you can do it, and you figure it out, and you get better and you get better and you make progress. So practice. You've got to put in the hard work if you want to be great at something. And then lastly, I really think you have to have determination. You have to have that determination and drive to hang on, to keep going and to succeed. That is a quote I love, which is on my wall right up there, which says, successful people hang on when everyone else has let go. And it's so true. I really think that it's true, that you've got to keep hanging on. You've got to be the person that's prepared to hang on and to make it happen. So those things have really helped me. I think that everything that I learn when playing the clarinet and succeeding at playing the clarinet has helped me so much along my business journey and building my businesses, and I really hope these little tips and tricks have helped you too. If you have any advice or tips, please leave a comment on the blog and let me know what you think and share your advice, and I will see you next time.